Faced with mounting debt repayments, Pakistan is looking to sell off its seaports, airports, and telecoms companies. On Wednesday, in a desperate bid to attract Gulf investment, Pakistan announced that it was in negotiations with the United Arab Emirates to finalize a deal for the construction of a new, multi-purpose cargo terminal. If it goes through, the agreement will give Dubai 85% control of a major quay at Karachi's port. This week's announcement follows last month's operational outsourcing deal, which saw Pakistan lease a significant chunk of its oldest and busiest port, in its largest city, to the Abu Dhabi Port Group for 25 years. According to the deal, the AD Group will operate 3 berths at the port of Karachi and will invest in infrastructure to allow for bigger ships to dock, extending the quay and increasing the container storage area. The Pakistani government will receive $50 million for equipment and infrastructure and $18 per container in handling charges. Pakistan's top economics correspondent, Shahbaz Rana, told Middle East Eye there was a definite sense of desperation about the deal, and that it cuts some essential corners. It's definitely not the best negotiated deal. The government could have priced it better. No independent consultant was called to check the pricing, which is a legal requirement, Rana said. The deal is more to appease the UAE to help with future loans for Pakistan. Umar Karim, Associate Fellow at the King Faisal Center for Research and Islamic Studies, told me the deal fits in well with Abu Dhabi's regional strategy. While the Pakistanis are desperate for foreign investment, this deal fits well with Abu Dhabi's overall statecraft of acquiring strategic ports and logistic facilities across the region, he said. This deal fits well with Abu Dhabi's overall statecraft of acquiring strategic ports and logistic facilities across the region. Umar Karim, King Faisal Center for Research and Islamic Studies. Karachi's strategic position at the mouth of the Arabian Sea allows it to handle all of Pakistan's maritime trade, and it is thus a prized asset. This lease deal will give the UAE considerable clout in Pakistan's trade environment, Karim added. But nearly 9 months ago, in a bid to stem the outflow of foreign exchange, the Pakistani government stopped almost all imports, a move which has heavily affected cargo shipping and handling at Karachi port and is likely to impact the port's profitability. The UAE remains Pakistan's biggest trade partner in the Gulf Cooperation Council, and Karim said that in Islamabad there is real hope of further Emirati investment in the country. UAE's Etisalat has already acquired a reasonable percentage of Pakistan's main telecommunications company, PTCL, and there are murmurs in Islamabad that Etisalat might buy an outgoing mobile phone service provider, Karim said. The rumors are that Etisalat, which is based in Abu Dhabi, is considering the acquisition of Telenor, Pakistan's second-largest mobile operator. However, Pakistan is also hoping that the telecom giant will pay the remaining $800 million it owes from its acquisition of a 26% stake of PTCL in 2005. Airports for Qatar. Despite the latest IMF bailout of $1.2 billion and an additional cash injection of $3 billion from Saudi Arabia and the UAE, Pakistan needs a consistent supply of US dollars to service its debts, which currently stand at nearly $80 billion, to be repaid over the next 3 years. Khakan Najib, an advisor to 3 former Pakistani finance ministers, told Middle East Eye that Qatar has been in discussion with the Pakistani government to take over the operations of Karachi, Lahore and Islamabad airports since 2018. How the Imran Khan saga could fundamentally alter the Pakistani state. Read more. But Karachi and Lahore airports might be a difficult sell, as previous governments have issued Sukuk, Sharia-compliant, investment bonds against them, while the Islamabad airport doesn't have enough traffic to make it profitable, Najib said. Karim said there are signs that Islamabad is preparing assets for sale, such as the national airline PIA, steel manufacturing plants and energy production companies. But there's a hiccup. It will be interesting to see what the modalities of sale are, as these are basically SIC units which gave successive governments political mileage to appease their supporters through jobs in these organizations, Karim said. There's also little political will to sell these assets, the analyst said, as new buyers won't tolerate overstaffing and may actually go for significant downsizing. Calls to privatize. Pakistan's debts and the demands of the global economic order mean that calls to privatize state-owned entities are never far away. Najib, the former government financial advisor, said that leasing berths and airport operations are small-ticket items and not the answer to Pakistan's debt problem. The government, he said, needs to properly privatize. Pakistan's public sector has a vast footprint of 168 commercial state-owned enterprises, spanning energy, aviation, railways, logistics, communication, manufacturing, finance, mining and engineering, wholesale, retail and marketing sectors, Najib told me. He argues that divesting these assets would ease the dollar liquidity crunch faced by Pakistan, also signaling to the world that Pakistan is thinking beyond debt-creating instruments. This is the kind of approach the IMF has often foisted upon governments in similar situations. Pakistan needs, Najib said, to revamp its Board of Investment, bringing in specialist human resources and incentives in order to take advantage of this opening.